Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining me once again for one of these Fate Grand Order diary entries. And man, it feels like we've been getting a lot of them recently. Well, that's just kind of what happens during the middle of the year in the summer here, because not only are we going to get our anniversary, but as you can see from some of the scrolling text here, we are also going to be getting our summer servants. Now, one of the things that you could have probably seen with our previous summons for Space Ereshkigal is that her original costume is a swimsuit. Now, feels very similar to our Ace the Savior that we got last year, where her final form was of a basically Summer Queen Morgan. So, acting in both the anniversary as well as the summer goings on. Now we are getting our first one here, which is going to be a summer event that is going to actually lead up into our third ordeal call to continue on with the story, which is going to involve another form of BB. But right here we are going to have a collab with a little bit of a celebrity here. We're going to have Mysterious Executor CIEL, and we're also going to have some other ones like Summer. I don't know if I'm going to be saying it correctly, but it's like Dobracek and Shuhu, who are going to be new ones here. So we're not looking for there. We want to see the summon info so that we can see what we are going to be looking for here. So we are going to be looking for CIEL, who is going to be... it doesn't quite say there. She's going to be Moon Cancer, so that is what the next one is going to be revolving around with our extra classes that we are essentially trying to purge. We are trying to purge out the Moon Cancer for this one here, and it looks like we are going to be looking for a Lancer Dobrynya and an Avenger Shuhu. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get some luck here. We've got some tickets, we've got some single summons. We're going to be looking to try to get 5 copies of the 4-star servants, because that's always kind of the best case, so we don't have to worry about trying to get them another time. Unfortunately, that did not shine for our Dobrynya. But if we can, getting a lot of the craft essences and getting a couple of copies of our 5-star are what we're going to be looking for. So that's why we have a little bit extra Saint Quartz here, because we are going to be looking through trying to get a whole bunch of stuff that we can. Now that was a bit of a pause. I could tell that it was a servant isn't going to be gold. That is a Lancer, but it did not shine for us. So it's just a normal little Lancer that we had before. You know, we're looking for our craft essences. That's not even one for us. At least we're not starting off with a mineral, but we are getting a couple of craft essences that we already had. How unfortunate that we are going to be starting off with a little bit of a Jinako action, and a little bit of portable Modok there. She is gaming and giving us a little bit some of her treats there. Restores a little bit of HP and gives a little bit of an increase to arts. You know, it is what it is. Not going to be anything super amazing, but we are going to need it for our farming for all of the different materials to finish off everything in the event. So let us go in. Hopefully we can get something. Maybe something that's a little bit more golden instead of these silver servants. Another rhythm birth. Ooh, and we got absolutely done over because that is a mineral. We got a Shuhu, just not the right one there. Yikes, that was pretty bad. Yeah, I definitely am going to be going, hopefully, to trying to get the both of the 4-star servants up as high as I can. Hopefully we can get some craft essences coming through, because so far we've done 2 and we've only gotten the 3-star. And obviously 5-star servant is what we're looking for. Come on. This is probably one of the worst banners that I have done so far. Three multi-rolls. We get no gold servants. We have 2 min rolls and no gold craft essence for the event yet. We've gotten 3 stars, but that's nothing. We need a lot of it to rebound back in our favor so that we can start getting some of this, because so far it's been pretty... This is the worst. 3 min rolls in a row with just some 3-star craft essences and absolutely nothing in terms of our other ones. This blows. We need all of this luck to turn around for us here. I saw this earlier on in the day and I couldn't record it. Here's a 5-star that we don't need. We're looking for the ones within, and it's another min roll there. I am not kidding when I say this is the absolute worst summons that I have ever experienced. We are finally getting a 5-star craft essence with the moon, showcasing Durga in a very, very skimpy bikini there. You know, we are happy to be able to get it. It's beautiful. And we've got a Tamamo cat poolside maid in her own version of the bikini with a big paw print on the center there to give a little bit of a window, and pressing everything together to try to entice us in. Now, with the moon is going to give us a little bit of arts effectiveness up, a little bit of MP strength up, and a little bit of MP gain up. A decent enough craft essence there. And our poolside maid is going to give us an increase to the amount of HP recovery that we get, as well as a little bit of extra MP gain and MP strength. Okay, you know, a little bit there. We are definitely going to be looking for more of those, since we are now, you know, this is our 6th roll in and we've barely got anything. Okay, maybe things will start turning around, because there's our 4-star. We just got a gold servant here. Hopefully it's one of the ones that we're looking for. Lancer, Dobrynia. Okay, there we go. We get a new servant for us as well. That's fine and dandy. The black is looking very sleek on her, very sexy. You know, definitely has that Russian princess vibe to her, though she is Ukrainian. So, you know, but you know, I understand they're trying to generalize the region, though. You know, having a little bit more of Ukraine in it would probably be a little bit better. Another of our 4-stars. Let's hear what she has to say.
暑いので自分から水着になったぞ。合理的だぞ。ドブルイニャニキチッチだ。俺が着替えてしまったからにはもう大丈夫。敵はもちろんボコボコにするし、目いっぱい楽しむぞ。
Now, I'm not exactly sure why we're going to be saved now that you've turned into a swimsuit servant, but my summer steed B, increase arts effectiveness for 3 turns, NP gauge goes up, and gains a large amount of crit stars. Not a bad skill there. Now it looks like we're going to have anti-dragon combat near water, some attack up, maybe some extra attack or some other effect if you're near water, maybe some bonus damage against dragons, and summertime Nikitich is going to give us some crit stars each turn, and probably something else. A little bit of magic resist, a little bit of writing skill to help us out, some anti-rider, so going up against her own self, and her noble phantasm will be anti-dragon. Apply special attack enemies with the Urt attribute for 1 turn, increases with overcharge, deal significant damage, and inflict MP seal, and decrease arts card resistance for 3 turns for a single enemy. So, very good at locking them down. You know, have plenty of servants and other sorts of challenge quests where you've got just a single enemy there. Lots of them have earth attributes, so dealing that extra damage is always nice, but then also inflicting NP seal unless they have some sort of debuff nullification, because it just says it inflicts it. So there's no percentage, it just happens, and it also decreases arts card resistance for 3 turns, letting you deal a little bit more damage with your art cards, and potentially also being able to get some extra NP gauge restoration off of that, because it essentially increases your effectiveness, but in a multiplicative way of increasing your own arts card effectiveness going up on yourself. Has a saber deck of 2B2A, and overall is pretty fine there. I really enjoy this black lance that she has going on, though it kind of gives a little bit of a Darth Maul effect to it, but definitely is showing off some postural energy with that hand on the hip that she has there. Okay, now that we've got one of the servants, can we get some of the other ones? Can we get more of the craft essences as well? That would be very opportune. We're not looking for any riders. Dobrynya is defeating them all. Okay, more 4-star. We dig that. We want that. I don't know if this is another one. Oh, nope, it's a 5-star one, though. We will absolutely take that. Now we're at 2 of those. Okay, no new servants there, but as long as we can get some of the additional gold craft essences, that is very important for us. Now it definitely feels like I might have to do some more summons just to try to get some extra of the servants as well as the craft essences, if the luck kind of continues on as it has been. Another 4-star, that's good for us there. Again, trying to get as many as possible, but we are getting a whole lot of nothing in terms of the other things. Just a sheer magnitude of non-rate up is just a little bit nauseating. And we're just getting more riders there. Come on, we're looking for Avenger, we're looking for Lancer, we're looking for Moon Cancer, and when we get Moon Cancer, we desperately do not want Jinako to show up. I can still use a copy of her, but I can use one more copy of her, I believe, and it's always terrible seeing things come up and it being like a false positive, almost, that, you know, you get a little bit of a spook of something that what could have been, and then it's just not, and it's just not fun. Assassins, we already finished up with Ptolemaeus and Needle Chris, so we're all good on Assassins. We're getting plenty of poolside maids. That's a double up. It's perfect there. Again, you know, there's a Shuhu, it's just not the one that we're looking for. And, you know, a bit surprised that even though I got some extra quartz, that we are taking a bit of time there, so it definitely looks like CIEL might not necessarily like me and is trying to be a little bit of avoidant. Now we do see the gold here, and or that could happen. We get her before the Shuhu. It's a bit surprising. I just had to complain a little bit, and she showed up with her burger. She got that burger with her. And there's the Jinoko that we wanted to avoid as well, but you know, we'll take the 3-star craft essence Jinoko, and we get a 5-star craft essence with our CL. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. So, get our little collab servant here.
こんにちは。召喚してくださってありがとうございます。私はいえ、宇宙から来た吸血鬼ハンター風の主の教えを伝えるシスターかもしれないハイスクールの上級生系サーバントです。まさに謎の大公社 CIEL ですね。何の略称かはトップシークレットなので、シエルとお呼びいただければ。これからよろしくお願いします。ところで、念のための確認なのですが、そちらに旗迷惑な神祖の王族とかいたりしませんよね?
Yeah, about that, maybe we don't have you meet Archetype Earth Alcrade. that might be bad. Now, I'm trying to remember where she is from, if she is from Tsukihime, or Melty Blood, or Mahotsukai no Yoru, Kana no Kyokai. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think she's from Kara no Kyokai. I don't think that she's from Melty Blood. I have a feeling it's Tsukihime, but I'm not certain. But that would be my guess. Specifically because she's talking about the true ancestors. Alright, starting off with Human Magical Energy Plant. Increase MP gauge each turn for 5 turns. Restore HP each turn for 5 turns. Increase debuff resist for 5 turns. And buff removal resist 5 turns for yourself. Honestly, a lot of stuff on a skill there that once you get it maxed out goes down to 6, so it's kind of offline for just 1 turn. That's not too bad. That's a lot of good stuff all at one time for her to essentially constantly be recovering stuff and making her a little bit more tricksy in terms of not getting the debuffs and preventing these from getting removed. She also has a little bit of Phase Gliding Blade. Looks like a little bit of Buster and Arts up, so I imagine that she's also going to have a Saber deck. Maybe it'll involve a little bit of something else. And an Idea Blood B. Now, we have seen this icon before on the Artoria... what is it? Lancer Artoria Lion King ruler form for the summertime, where it shuffled cards back in. So maybe it's going to be another version of that. We will have to see. But in addition, CIEL is also going to have additional magic resist on top of the magic resist she gets from her skill, Independent EX. So a lot of extra crit strength on it. Auto regeneration, just restoring each HP each turn, in addition to, again, the skill that she gets. And then Executor Bow, apply advantage class against Saber for yourself. So in addition to being good against Avenger classes, she's also going to be good against Saber, which is pretty nice. And then obviously the one for the event, a little bit of Alter Ego boost, which, does not normally pair in, but, it will take it. Code Original Sin, Anti-Personal, Buster, apply Sure Hit, and Ignore Defense. We like the Ignore Defense there to get around some of the challenge quests. Increase MP Strength for 1 turn, which increases with Overcharge, and then deals significant special attack demonic damage, so anything with a demon trait, and a high chance to inflict death to a single energy, and then restore MP gauge for yourself to try to restore yourself a little bit there. And as guessed, she has a Saber deck of 2B, 2A, and for her skin there, we have her standing out there with kind of that classic pose of the arm out, and funny that both her as well as Dobrynya both have their stances where kind of their feet are pointing inwards a little bit, which is arguably not a very solid stance for combat. So it's a bit interesting, but she does have her cola and her burger at the ready for summer. We do have a couple more summons left, 2 more multis, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to get the Shuhu, because that is the last of the servants that you do not have, and it would be great to be able to get her to be able to at least put her onto the field and start getting some bond up with her. Ooh, and we are getting a mid-roll, but at least we got one of the craft essences from here instead of just a random one that's going to get trashed anyway. So on to our last one here, and just hoping Saber is not going to do anything for us. I do have some tickets that I'm willing to use, a little bit of 4-star C, and wow, I would say around, if not actually half of the summons that we got this time were min rolls. A lot less 4-star servants than we normally get. We got 1 Dobrynya, we got 1 CIEL. It's great to see the CIEL come through, but very, very few craft essences compared. As I said before, I guess in terms of just pure gold that we normally get in terms of 4-star or 5-star things. Probably some of the worst summons that I've had. I am thankful that we were able to get CIEL pretty easily, and hoping to get another copy of her, and definitely will be doing more, because I definitely want to be able to get our copy of Shuhu as well. But this is a little bit unsettling of how the pendulum has kind of swapped from what we had with Space Rescue. Maybe CL is realizing, or just all of them in general from this banner are realizing how good Space Rescue Call was to me, and kind of want to fix that a little bit. That would be kind of my main thing that I can think of for it, but that is about it. Just somehow, luck is going to change at some point. It's not going to permanently be on your side there, though we all hope that it does and we can all get lucky. But here is our final one, where we get our doubles from these tickets. A little bit of the Jinako CE and a little bit of extremely spicy Mapo Tofu. Well, I hope the Mapo Tofu is a precursor for us to get something great, because we definitely need that help. So thanks for joining me in on this one. I hope that you have a lot better luck than what I had here. Have some Space Rescue luck. That's what you need. So take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good afternoon, evening, or night, and I'll see you there.